This is a great time of completion. This is the beginning of a new phase in this great period of transformation that we're in. So we're going to begin with a shedding and a letting go. And I want to invite you to take your candle to join me in fire ceremony, and for us to put into the fire everything that we're ready to let go of right now, but not at a personal level, but at a collective level. The things that we need to release collectively, the barbaric history of humanity to this point, the terrible violence that we have been known for among all species, as the only species that hunt and that kills for sport, the inhumanity that we have practiced in the past towards those who were different, the exploitation, perhaps, of people of a different skin color or gender, the crusades, the conquest of the Americas, the persecution of women in the Salem witch trials and of the sacred women of the past. I want you to select one of these themes that is applicable to you, that you have a connection with, that you can relate to. Maybe it's a story that you have been really offended deeply by. Maybe it's a former lifetime of yours in which you were persecuted or sold as a slave, or maybe you were a wise woman or a wise man and we had to hide and we were kicked out of the village with the arrival of religion. I want you to select a theme, and we want to release that into the fire. And ideally, as we all do this ceremony, we're going to be helping each other to pull all of these collective stories and release them into the fire of our candles. So take your stick, take your death arrow, and I'd like you to blow into that arrow whatever it is that you're ready to let go of collectively. This is not about you or I personally anymore only, but about the collective. What is it that we're willing and ready to release and to let go? I'm blowing that history of humanity that is needed to exploit the other, the people that were of the different color or the different tribe or the different gender, and the way that that is lived within me. And then when you're ready to place it in the fire. Today's full moon is about releasing those collective stories, bringing them to closure. This is the theme of this full moon, the great closure, the great completion. And if we skip this step in this process of initiation that we're going through, this global initiatory process, we're not going to be ready for the next step, which is the beginning of the renewal. Allowing this, all of the terrible stories of humanity to return to the light and to the fire. It's time for a new story, for a new human story that we have to write, each one of us individually. Nobody's going to write this collective story for us. Each one of us has to take the pen and the paper and begin to write a personal story where we are free of the violence of history that lives within the collective bubble of humanity. This is what's perishing today, what's dying. It's the exploitation, it's the abuse, it's the selfishness and the greed. And to to be able to step beyond that, we need to bring it to the fire, get it out of our field so we're no longer informed by it. And then we want to summon to ourselves the medicine, the power that's going to allow us to create the new story, the new human story that we have to create individually and personally. And we're going to do this through a guided drumming meditation in which we're going to summon the great archetypes to come and be with us. We're going to call on the spirit of the serpent. We're going to call on the jaguar medicine, on the hummingbird medicine, and on the power of ego to help us see with clarity where we're headed. Any one of these powers by themselves is not enough. We need to bring a balance of all four of them into our field that we may be able to truly create the new human that we have the opportunity to become. And the next step is the summoning of power. The summoning of power for us to awaken the seeds of our potential. So join me in this meditation. And we're going to begin by inhaling to a count of 3 and pausing at the top of the breath, and exhaling to a count of 5 and pausing at the bottom of the breath. Inhaling to 3, 1, 2, 3, and pausing at the top of the breath. Exhaling to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the bottom of the breath. Inhaling to 3, 1, 2, 3. Pausing at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the bottom of the breath. Inhaling to 3. Pausing at the top. Exhaling to 5. And pausing at the bottom of the breath. Inhaling to 3. And continuing on your own for a moment or two more. And in your mind's eye, turning to the south direction, and calling on the spirit of the serpent. Sachamama, Yakumama, mother of the waters, great serpent. We call on you, you who were the first one to bring us that fruit of the tree of knowledge and wisdom. We call on you. Come. We need your energy and your guidance. Serpent of the Kundalini, the Nagas of Tibet, the Ouroboros, the serpent staff that Moses carried through the desert, the serpent that is in the caduceus of medicine. Come to us. Wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us your ways. Arise within us, that you may burn through all of our chakras, consuming any energies that are stale, that are deadening, that do not belong inside of us. Through our first chakra, awakening our passion, our sexuality, our connection, our ability to grow a new body, to renew ourselves, our Kundalini. Burning through those stories of not being loved, or acknowledged. And awakening the force, the power of passion. Rising through the second chakra. And burning through those old family tales of scarcity, of not loving ourselves or being loved, of being unable to. All those stories of why we couldn't. Our survival needs, our sense of being unsafe, burning through those and experiencing safety and being loved by our mother. Making its way through the third chakra, rising up to the third chakra, and burning away, burning through the stale chi, the dead energy there that keeps us from our power. That long list of excuses why we don't have enough time or enough courage. We're not young enough or old enough. Hollowing out that chakra, making it an empty vessel for the force of the kundalini of the earth energy. And rising up to the heart, the great drummer in the body. And burning all those old stories of broken hearts and broken loves and broken promises, broken hopes and dreams, burning them all away. If I had only, burning through those old stories and filling that chakra with pure love, the love of creation, vibrant, clear energy of that serpent power that now rises into your fifth chakra, into your throat, opening up your voice, reminding you of the message that you have to bring to yourself and your loved ones and to the world. Cleaning the well of that chakra, filling it with that serpent power, that earth energy. In India it's called the Om. And rising up to your sixth chakra now, to your third eye. I'm burning through everything that clouds your vision. All those clouds, the judgments that you thought were true. The projections of what is not yours. Burning through those clouds, that fog, and filling it with the serpent power of Kundalini, of the Nagas, of the love and the power of Mother Earth, of Pachamama. Opening your vision to see what is true and real. And rising now to your seventh chakra, the crown of the head, the doorway, the gateway to heaven. Awakening that pineal gland that will reinform your body and your brain. Having that serpent acquire wings at the very top of your head. Becoming the sacred dove, that eagle, the feathered serpent, the awakened human that is you. And thanking the spirit of the serpent. Thank you. Mother of the waters. Thank you. And now calling on the spirit of the jaguar medicine. Turning to the west in your mind's eye, Mother, Sister Jaguar. Come to me. Come from your place deep in the Amazon. Enter me. Bring me your medicine and your power. I am fearless. I am a child of the Mother of the earth. I am Aboriginal. I belong to the forest, and in the forest, I am nature. I am fearless. Teach me your ways. Come into me. Bring your medicine of infinity into every cell of my body. You who have journeyed beyond death, who know that gateway between the visible and the invisible worlds. Give me safe passage, that I may journey into the invisible world, beyond time and beyond space. To retrieve, to recover that soul of the new human, that I may do that soul retrieval from the future, from who we are becoming 10,000 years from today. Let me ride on your back, Mother. Take me to that place of my becoming, that I may meet myself fully for the first time and retrieve that self to today. That self that has a new body, that ages and heals and dies differently, that knows the way back home. Let me see through your eyes, Mother. Awaken my jaguar vision that sees what is true and what is not, that does not allow herself to be seduced or deceived, that has befriended death and defeated death. Bring me your medicine and invite the jaguar into you to inhabit every cell in your body. The jaguar power. Let fearlessness become your resting state. Allow yourself to be informed by infinity, by who we are becoming as a species 10,000 years from today. Thank you, Mother. Thank you. And now turning in your mind's eye to the north. And calling on the hummingbird. Grandmothers and grandfathers. Ancient ones, guardians and keepers of this land, you who've been here before us. We call on your wisdom, on your ancient knowledge of the medicine way. Let us drink from that knowledge together. Open your heart and take deeply from the waters of the ancient wisdom. Hummingbird, we call on you. Great traveler, you who journey from one side of the world to the other without having enough wings, without worrying what the next flowers will be. Teach us and give us the courage to say yes to this calling, to embark on this great journey that humanity is beginning to embark upon. Let us go on the hero's journey. We're no longer waiting for things to change. We are the change. Teach us the ways of stillness in flight. And invite the hummingbird into your third eye, into your forehead, the sixth chakra. Invite it into your brain and your nervous system, that you know the ways of stillness, even in flight. That you're able to rest deeply in the night. That you're able to feed only from nectar, a beautiful nectar of the flowers of spirit. Take that hummingbird into your forehead and say yes to the great journey. The migration has begun. It's time to go to that land of who we are becoming. Grandmothers and grandfathers, guide us with your wisdom. And we call on the shamans of the future, our children's children, the shamans that will come after us, to guide us, to help us to dream a world into being that you may be born into. We call on you. And let that hummingbird medicine infuse the space between every cell in your body. And now turn to the east, the direction of the eagle and of the condor. Mother, sister eagle, come to me, mother. Great condor, come to us from your place of the rising sun. Teach us the ways of the new day, of hope, of the return of the dawn. Fly high above us. Bring us your medicine of being able to spread our own wings and always fly wing to wing with the Great Spirit. And invite the eagle to come into your heart. Come into my heart, Mother. Spread your wings inside my heart. Remember that the heart is the great drummer in the body. It is the central sun around which all of the chakras constellate and spin. The place of eagle. Come into my heart, Mother. Spread your wings inside my heart. Protect my vulnerable heart. Teach me to live wholeheartedly, to spread my wings, to know no obstacles like you know. There are no obstacles for eagle. We simply fly above them, higher. Every obstacle is an invitation to go higher. And invite the spirit of the eagle into you. Feel her energy throughout your body. The quickening in your pulse, in your heart. She is She She will guide you true. We've been waiting for the ego medicine for a long time. It is here now. You can let ego guide you to your true destination and your destiny. Embrace her. Welcome her home. Feel her in your heart. And now sense how these four powers that you have summoned and we have invited into ourselves, sense how they are settling into our body, beginning to shape and to mold and to strengthen our physical body. But above all, feel how they're informing our energy body. That luminous energy field that surrounds your physical body and that organizes your health and your destiny. Let's take a moment together with our eyes closed. And again, repeat that invitation that we've made to these four great powers. They are the four great powers of creation that today we know by other names in physics and in biology, but for the shaman, they were the four great powers of serpent, of jaguar, of hummingbird, and of eagle. We don't know what the new human is going to be like. But we do know that with these four powers supporting us, that we can become that new human. That we don't have to wait for the next generation or 10 generations from today, that we can step into that new human today. That practices fearlessness, that practices generosity, that is able to dream a new world into being. And that is the next practice that we're going to do. The mistake that we make in the West when we're dreaming the world into being, when we are creating reality, is that we create it for number one first. First for me, and maybe then for my loved ones and the family, and then maybe the town and the village, or maybe the country, and then maybe the world. For manifestation to truly work, it has to begin from the very biggest. In the West, we know the world by going smaller and smaller and smaller. And we believe that we cannot understand the stars until we understand how chlorophyll works in a blade of grass, how a blade of grass turns sunlight and water into life. And then maybe we can understand the stars. But for the shaman, you cannot understand the workings of a blade of grass until you understand the workings of the cosmos. And it is the same with our power to manifest. We begin with manifesting all of the cosmos. But we can start with the earth, the world. That is a big enough starting point. And let us close our eyes for a few moments and envision the kind of world of earth that we want our children's children to inherit. Where the rivers are flowing clean, where the air is pure, where people live in peace, where humans are stewards of the forest and of the creatures. Envision a world of abundance, where everyone has enough food, has everything that they need, where everyone works for the common good, and not only the individual good, but for the good of all, including the crickets and the butterflies and the worms and the hawks and the humans. And now bring it down to the scale of your village. And envision your village, your town, your city in peace, with nobody homeless, with abundant food for everyone, with people living decent, productive, creative lives, not being another cog in the machinery. And now to your neighborhood and to the forest around you that are healthy, that are strong, the clear skies and the trees are vibrant with health. And now your neighborhood and your family, your home. And now your family, your loved ones. Healthy, vibrant, strong, leading meaningful lives, contributing to the well-being of the whole planet. And now you, envisioning yourself healthy, strong, long life, strong heart, clear mind, with your health span equal to your lifespan. Living in peace, and then returning home to the great beyond in beauty. Thank you for joining me in this journey today. I invite you to take the opportunity of the moon that we're in, these 3 days that we have, today, tomorrow, and the day after, to do your ceremony, to come to closure and completion, and to summon the powers that will help you craft the life that you seek for yourself and for your loved ones.